My name is Michelle Muro, and I'm the collections coordinator at the Homestead Museum in the City of Industry. With the upcoming presidential election just around the corner, it was only fitting to share some pieces from the museum's historic collection that talk about a past election, one that occurred in 1928 between Republican candidate Herbert Hoover and Democratic candidate Al Smith. We have a McCall's magazine issued on October 1928 with an article that talks about 37 leading women tell why they will vote for Herbert Hoover. The article goes on to say that this is due to Hoover's humanitarian efforts during World War I and during the time when he was the director for the U.S. Food Administration. On the side of the article are listings of the names of the women voting for Hoover and titles underneath their names, which suggests that they held positions in social reform organizations and other institutions. At the top, we have an image of Herbert Hoover and his wife, Lou Henry. And at the bottom, a statement. Hoover's cause is the cause of the home. Every woman should feel the deepest pride that her vote can help make this great man the leader of our country. We have a needle pack with a statement that clearly shows the support of the Republican Party and Herbert Hoover. We have campaign pins. And we also have objects in our collection that are tied directly to the Workman and Temple families, whose life stories we speak about at the museum and interpret as case studies to gain an understanding of the history of the Los Angeles region. Now, this particular letter was signed by Franklin Delano Roosevelt and dated October 10th, 1928. In the letter, Franklin Delano Roosevelt expresses to W.H. Workman his support of Al Smith for president and asks Mr. Workman if he decided on who he will support. Now, Mr. Workman came from a very politically active family. Another letter from another family member in our collection was written by Thomas W. Temple II to his father, Walter P. Temple, on October 16, 1928. He writes the letter during the time when he was a student at Harvard Law. In the letter, he writes, "Herb Hoover was here yesterday and gives a great oration. I'm sure he'll win, but I'm voting for Al Smith every time. The campaign arguments at the table are getting more and more interesting and heated." Now, Thomas might be referring to issues at the time which are familiar to us today, issues regarding religious and racial injustices, a general distrust of political figures, and the most hot topic at the time, the ever-looming issue of prohibition. Lastly, we have a pamphlet issued by the Democratic National Committee with an address written by Franklin Delano Roosevelt in support of Al Smith. In the address, Roosevelt describes Smith as one who has the will to win, who not only deserves success but commands it. Victory is his habit and a happy warrior. Unfortunately for Smith, the win was not to be. Hoover won the election. In California, Hoover earned 1.16 million votes compared to Smith's 614,000 votes. Hoover received 444 electoral college votes, while Smith received 87, with Hoover garnering the support of 40 out of the 48 states. Some interesting bits of information. Hoover was the first California resident nominated to be president, although he was a native of Iowa. Hoover had a mining engineer background, which led him to work in consulting countries such as China, Australia, England, and Japan. Al Smith served successful terms as the governor of New York and implemented numerous reforms. Smith was the first presidential candidate who happened to be Catholic, but unfortunately was a target of anti-Catholic sentiment, with some questioning his capability to hold office due to his religious beliefs. If you're interested in learning more about this fascinating election, I encourage you to visit our blog, which can be found at homesteadmuseum.wordpress.com. Thank you.